Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me for your QuickBooks Time Elite demo. My name is Sharisa, and I'll be your tour guide today as we walk through the basics of your QuickBooks Time account. We'll go over what it looks like to schedule, track, manage, and report on time. I'm so glad you were able to join me today, and I can't wait to show you all the fun things you and your employees can do with QuickBooks Time to make you and your company successful at tracking time. Let's get started. First, I want to go over what we're currently looking at on my shared screen here. I'm on our main website, and QuickBooks Time is a time tracking system. We also do scheduling, and it is all cloud-based. So when you have time, go ahead and jump on over to our website, take a look around, and learn more about what we can do for you to make time tracking the easiest part of running your business. I'm going to go ahead and jump on over to my QuickBooks Time account. And I am logged in as the main admin in the account. This just means I have the highest level of permissions in my QuickBooks Time account. Other users in the account can have a wide range of permissions that you, as the admin, can set up. They can be workers, managers, admins, or anything in between. You can set them up with custom permissions to fit the role that they have in your company. So just keep in mind, not everyone needs to see the view you and I see on my screen here today. We're going to go ahead and start with our schedule. You're going to go ahead and find that on your left-hand navigation. It's going to be the second option with the calendar icon. And when I pull up my schedule, it's going to show me all my users on the left-hand side. And I can go ahead and start creating schedules for them, either by clicking on Actions in the top left-hand corner to add a shift, and the editor will pop up here, or you can go ahead and click on any one of these boxes and the editor will also pop up and it'll fill in a few things for you, like the date and the team member that you've selected. You can make it an all-day event, a repeating event. Title is optional, as well as color, but it's always fun to add some color. So let's go ahead and add a color. You can update the start and end time as you see fit. You can use the drop down, or you can go in and manually enter it in if you need more than just half-hour increments. You can then also select the job that they'll be working on. So let's go ahead and select. And you'll notice here that once I select my job, it's actually going to populate a location. And this is because my jobs do have addresses attached to them. I love this. It is super helpful, especially if you are using the mobile application and you need driving directions to get to that location. The user will be able to click on that location address and then it'll pull up driving directions for them. You can also add in any notes to remind your users of anything. And then either save it as a draft or publish it. When I save it as a draft, it'll show up outlined in the color that I've chosen. And when I'm ready to, I can create the whole week, and then in the top right-hand corner, I can publish the full week and send out a notification. Once that's published, it is now viewable for the user who was selected, and the color will be filled in. You can make edits and changes by clicking on any one of these, and in the bottom right-hand corner it says Edit, and you can update anything. You can also delete if you need to. There is a trash can icon. Or if you just need to move around some stuff, you can go ahead and click on any one of these and drag it to anywhere on your schedule. We also have an unassigned area, so if you're not sure who will be picking up the shift or job for that day, you can place them all in here and then pick and choose as it comes around. You can also select by team member or job, so if you prefer to see what jobs are being scheduled and then the users in these boxes, you definitely can. And you can also, within the actions, save your week as a template, so if it's something that is reoccurring, maybe not as often as a repeating schedule, but it happens often, you can go ahead and save the week as a template. And once it's saved, you can go ahead and repopulate it to any week that you need to. You can also copy the previous week, fairly similar to a template, but if you already have it on there and you don't have it as a template, you can just copy the previous week. And you can subscribe your QuickBooks Time schedule to an outsourced calendar like Google, Apple iOS, or Outlook. Okie dokie. So once you've scheduled the time, users are able to start tracking their time. Here's a few ways of how they can do that. First, on the left-hand navigation, we're going to use that first option called time clock with the clock icon. And this is a clocking in and clocking out option. So you can see that I clocked in at 8 o'clock this morning. My current total for my administration paperwork is 3 hours and 40 minutes, which also happens to be my day total. And my week total is 6 hours and 58 minutes. I can seamlessly switch between different tasks throughout my day by clicking the switch button that's right here to the right. And once I do that, my current time will start tracking against my administration purchasing, which will add to my day and my week total. And you can switch between as many jobs as you need to throughout your day. You can also add notes. If you are doing breaks, there will be a break option here. And then when you're ready to, you can clock out at the end of your day. Another way to track time is through time entries and our manual time card. It's going to be the second tab at the top. And you'll see here that I've already started tracking time as of today and yesterday. And if I need to, I can add in more information by selecting your job and then adding bulk hours. I can also add notes and save them. And because I've added a note, it's actually going to show me a red triangle in the top right-hand corner, indicating that there is a note on that timesheet. Because I am an admin, I can switch between different users as well. And I can take a look at their timesheets or update them if I need to. I also have my actions where I can view manager edits. So if you do have a lot of managers and you need to see who made any edits or changes to any timesheets, you can pull up that. You can also copy the previous week's jobs, so all the jobs on the left-hand side, or copy the previous week's timesheet, which will be not only the job, but all the time data that was tracked in the previous week. And then when you're ready to, just press save in the bottom right-hand corner and all the changes that have been made will be saved. Another way to track time is through our mobile application, and our mobile app is free to download on any Android or Apple smartphone. I absolutely love the mobile time tracking. It helps me stay on track. I'm able to do mobile timesheets. If you have managers, they can have a crew function where they can clock users in and out. There's also project tracking as well as using the schedule. And timesheet signatures. That one was fairly popular ask from all of our customers. And so if you need a client to sign off on a timesheet, timesheet signatures is a great option. And then users, once they're done, they can submit their time and they can also track time off, whether it is paid or unpaid. And you can see here a quick view of what that app looks like. You'll have an overview page as well as a time clock and your timesheets, projects, and then there's a more section for all the other options. Along with our mobile application is GPS for location tracking. This is really helpful, especially if you have a lot of workers out in the field. This will allow you to see throughout the day where they are. You'll see real-time coordination, and a great thing about this is there's no drain on the battery. Whether you're using an iPhone or an Android, the GPS on average uses less data in a day than your favorite social media app, and it won't drain your phone's battery. So that's super awesome. We make sure that we take that into consideration when we created this for you. You can also see who's working on the mobile application as well. Another reason why I love our GPS and location tracking is because location will remind users on the mobile application to clock in when they enter into the addressed geofenced area. And when they leave, I absolutely love this because I know for a fact that I get lost in my day of work and sometimes I forget to clock out. So it's a great reminder when I leave the geofenced area to say, hey, did you forget to clock out? And then I can go ahead and click on that notification and then get clocked out. Another great way to track time is our time clock kiosk. It is also free to download on any Android or Apple tablet. You can also set it up on any computer or laptop. And this is great in case you have a lot of users that need to get clocked in a quick and efficient manner. It is device capable. We also have photo capture with facial recognition, which I'll touch on in just a second, as well as a quick clocking in and detailed reporting. Users will go ahead and use a 4-digit PIN code to get logged in, and when the user clocks in and when they clock out, it'll snap a picture of the user who is clocking in and out. This is helpful with photo capture and facial recognition. This will prevent users from using someone else to clock them in and out. Because if the user clocks in and it's not the correct user based on that photo recognition, then it'll flag it on the admin side so that the admin can have a conversation with those users. And since QuickBooks Time is cloud-based, you can mix and match your time tracking options. Users can clock in on a kiosk, track their time throughout the day on the mobile application, and then at the end of their day, clock out on a computer. It's up to you how you set up the permissions for your users, but just know wherever they track time, since it's cloud-based, it'll all flow over into your admin profile. So what happens after we schedule and track time? You as the admin are able to view and manage the timesheets that your workers track. Please note, depending on the permissions you've given your workers, they may have the option to manage their own timesheets. If not, it'll be up to you as the admin or any managers to go in and update those timesheets. I'm going to give you a few ways of how you can do that. The first way would be through our Who's Working window, which is the 4th option on your left-hand navigation. And it'll pop up to the right-hand side of your QuickBooks Time desktop. You'll notice here that I am listed here under my admin group. I have a back office group and my front office group, so you can go ahead and filter as needed. And then if you need to make any edits or changes, you can click that pencil and paper icon. And I can put myself as currently working. I can select the job code and then press save. So now I'm currently on the clock. Or maybe someone forgot to clock out. I can go ahead and click on this user, click their edit pencil icon, uncheck the currently working, and if I need to, I can go ahead and update any notes and then press save in the bottom right-hand corner. And now Alex is off the clock. Another way to manage timesheets is going to time entries again, but instead of going to the manual time card, which you can also edit from, is going to timesheets. This is a full list of all the timesheets that have ever been tracked in your QuickBooks Time account. You can go by day, week, month, or pay period. You can jump from month to month if you need to. Or if you need to jump back to today's information, you can press today. And if you're on a completely different week or month, it'll bring you back to today's timesheets. I also have an actions here where I can also view manager edits. Remember, we saw that under actions in the manual time card as well. So those are the 2 locations you can find it at. You can also make your edits and changes here. So on the far left-hand side, we have each user's name, the time in and out, or if it was a manual time entry, you can see it says manual, the duration of the timesheet. If it's over 8 hours, it will automatically just show up in red to let you know that it's over 8 hours. You can see the job, you can see the location, and the location is what the user used to track their time. Mine says QuickBooks Time Web, which means I use the computer to track the time. It could say Android or Apple application. It could say kiosk, depending on what they use to track their time. You can then make edits and changes by clicking on the pencil icon on the far right-hand side, making any edits and changes, and then pressing save in the bottom right-hand corner. You can view the details, the history log of this timesheet. So who tracked the time, who made any edits and changes, it'll all be right here. And then you do have a trash can icon to delete any timesheets that you may need to delete. If you'd like to update any of these columns here, you can go to the gear icon in the top right-hand corner and have a maximum of 6 different columns to view. You can also search for team members. So maybe you have a ton of workers and you just need to find one specific user. You can definitely do that. Or if you're just needing to look at yours, you can select My Timesheets and it'll show you everything. To add any timesheets that are not already here, you can always press Add Time in the top left-hand corner. And then you'll go ahead and update the information, whether it's a time in and time out or a duration, so like a manual time card, and then press save in the bottom right-hand corner. The last section we're going to talk about today is our reporting options. And reports are where we're going to take all that data that has been entered and tracked into your QuickBooks Time account and let you filter as needed to produce some really helpful reports to view against what's been tracked. We do have a ton of reporting options, but I'm just going to introduce you to the top 3 most used reports that we have. And if these 3 aren't to your liking, always feel free to reach out to us, let us know what you are looking for, and we'll help find the report that best fits your specific needs. We always want to make sure that you are well taken care of when it comes to making sure that the time that is tracked is ready for whatever you need to use it for, whether it be invoicing, payroll, job costing, or anything else. So the first one I'm going to cover today is our itemized time report. You can find that under reports on your left-hand navigation. It's going to be your second option in that secondary menu. And here I can run my report dates by week, pay period, or custom date range. I'm going to go ahead and do a custom date range for you so you can see all the time data that was tracked. I can select a single team member in this box if I need to, or I can go in and select specific users or specific groups. I'm going to leave it as is so I can see all team members. I can run it in decimal or hours, minutes, and seconds. Sort by the name. I can even select specific jobs if I need to. But I'm going to go ahead and just run this report. And it's going to show me all the time data that's been tracked through the date range that I've chosen. I can see the total number of hours that have been tracked in the top left-hand corner. I can see the job breakdowns here on this pie chart. And if I hover over any one of these, it's going to highlight all the time data that's here down at the bottom, so I can see which one matches, as well as the groups and which team members worked on it. And isn't that nice? It's a nice, perfectly cut pie chart. 34%, 33%, and 33%. I absolutely love that that happened. I could not make that up if I tried. You can also view the timesheets from here. And you'll notice here on the far left-hand side that you have another way to manage timesheets. By clicking on the pencil icon on the left-hand side, you can update the timesheets and save. So you can edit from here as well. You can also delete. The little red circle is a delete option. So you can also download the timesheets into a spreadsheet, so either a .csv or Excel spreadsheet. You can print the report as you see it. So with all these pie charts, if you click print report, it will print out the pie charts. You can also do job costing by team member from here. And once I pull that up, it actually is going to pull up the date range that I've already put for my itemized total time report, which is super helpful. I can include custom fields if I need to. I can group by job code and calculate grand totals. And then I can filter by job or user. I'm going to go ahead and click Run Report, and based on the pay rate that I have entered into my team for each user, it's going to give me information of time. It's going to give me job costing information based on their regular rate, overtime rate, or double time rate, and the hours that they worked. So you'll notice here for consultant Alex has a $10 an hour rate. He worked 99 hours of regular time, which is equal to $990 of paid time. I can also see that he had some overtime, so you'll be able to see his overtime rate, which is $15, and then the hours that he tracked, almost 2 hours, which will equate to $29.25. And to the very far right-hand side, you'll see the total estimated cost. And this is going to be all the information tracked for the date range for every user, every pay rate, and every minute tracked. Please note that this is just a gross number. It is not going to take out any taxes or Social Security. It's going to just give you a gross average number. If you need to update any report filters for your itemized total time report, in the top right-hand corner, you do have your report filters where you can update those and then rerun the report. The next report I'm going to touch on is probably our most popular one because more often than not, people are using time tracking for payroll purposes. So here we have our payroll report. My filters are in the top right-hand corner. You'll also see on the far left-hand side some color coordinated options. So once you run this report, it's actually going to show you a color coordination, whether it's for regular time, time off, overtime, or double time, and then the total number of hours. For my report filters, I'm going to go ahead and do a custom date range once again so you can see all the time data that has been tracked. I'm going to leave it blank for the singular team member, and I'm going to do it for all team members, and I'm going to run it in hours and minutes because that's how I prefer to see the time. So I'm going to go ahead and run that report, and you'll see here that the color coordination is going to show. So I have 1 hour and 57 minutes of overtime. I have 396 hours and 48 minutes of regular time. If there was any time off, it would show up in blue. And you'll also notice those color coordinations on the right-hand side of each user. I can expand details for all users if I want to, or just click the plus sign to expand details for one user. You'll be able to download information for singular users here in this bar, as well as view all the daily hours for this date range. You can view the overtime details in this overtime details box, see the job breakout, and all the timesheets that have ever been tracked during this date range, including any notes. If I need to make any edits or changes, I can do so here as well. I have my edit pencil icon, as well as my delete icon, and an add timesheet button. I can print the report as well as download it if I need to, but my favorite way to view it if I need to print it out is opening it as a PDF. I love this feature. It's a clean, crisp report that you can view and print out, and it also has page breaks between each user, which makes it super helpful and easy to print these off and put them in personal files. That way there's no overlap. So you'll see that there is a page break between each user, and it's that easy to go ahead and print that off. If you need to update any report filters, once again in the top right-hand corner, you have that option, as well as report exports in this specific report. You can do payroll totals, payroll by day, and individual timesheets into spreadsheets. The last report I'm going to touch on today is our approvals report, and our approvals report can be used to lock down time so that users cannot make any edits or changes. So I can do report dates by week, pay period, or custom date range. Let's go ahead and select that date range. I'm going to leave it for all team members in hours and minutes once again, and then run my report. And I can see here that my approve button is on the left-hand side next to each user's name. I can see when they were last approved through. And then the details on the far right-hand side show me a color-coded breakdown of the time data, as well as the total number of hours tracked. And just under that, you can click View Details. And just like the payroll report, you'll see a color-coded breakdown, overtime details, and job breakout, as well as all the timesheets tracked within that date range. I can also add timesheets and edit and delete from here as well. So you have a ton of options on being able to manage timesheets, whether you're going in the time entries or through a report. We have all these options. But once you approve time, it will lock it down. So when I click approve for Alex, it'll highlight the screen letting me know that it has been approved, and I can view the details on this. Once I view the details, it's actually going to show me a lock icon on the far left-hand side, letting me know that this has been approved and locked down. If I need to, I could go ahead and unapprove the time, and that will make sure that it is now open to make any edits or changes. And then once again, if you need to update the report filters, just click on the report filters in the top right-hand corner to update those and then rerun the report. Lastly, I want to go over how QuickBooks Time can help you save more time with our integration options. You can integrate with tons of different third-party options, as well as QuickBooks Online and QuickBooks Desktop. That way you can import data from those systems into your QuickBooks Time account and then export approved time for payroll purposes, invoicing, or anything else you need it for. QuickBooks Time can be used by itself or in conjunction with any of those other systems, and this can just save you more time with being able to export those hours and import the data. So that is our intro into QuickBooks Time, a little bit of scheduling, tracking, managing, and reporting on time. And this is just the first step into the world of QuickBooks Time, learning about who we are and what we can help your company with. But there is so much more. We are always happy to help you get you up and running. Feel free to reach out to us whenever you need us. We are here 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can give us a call or chat with us in the bottom left-hand corner of your QuickBooks Time desktop screen. We also have our Help Center. If you go to our quickbooks.intuit.com/learn-support, you'll be able to find our community support page where people just like you ask and answer questions by other users. I absolutely love this. It is super helpful for anything you need help with. Again, I want to thank you all so much for spending time with me today, learning about QuickBooks Time, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.